General Engineer in the 18 area, bringing you another episode of the GNPS. Now, before we get into today's episode, let me tell you about our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Irebo, who are from here in Durban. They are a clothing apparel company. Most of their items are made out of recycled material. So they're also pushing a recycle initiative. Or should I say a sustainability initiative. So if you support their brand, you also support that initiative. And what makes it even much better is that they are from Durban. So let's do the right thing, support local. Check out Irebo on Instagram at Irebo Creatives. Or you can go to their website www.irebo.co.za. Yes, sir. Now, our second sponsor is Indalo Products. They are also on Instagram at Indalo_products, or you can get in touch with their owner, Londiwe Shezi. Yes, sir. Now, Indalo, they make skincare products from your hair right down to your toes. Yes, from hair products to skincare products that you can use on your face, you can use on your body, and everywhere below your navel button. Yes, you can also do that other thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. So thank you to our sponsors, Siyabonga. Indalo, speaking about Indalo, you should feel my hair. I hate that I have to keep talking about this, but my hair is so soft. Just don't stop me in public and ask to feel my hair. But for the sake of the product, maybe I might just let you touch my hair. Just make sure my wife is not around. Lala, babe. So you can check out Indalo. You can order your hairspray. I think the hairspray is the best, I must say. It is the best because I say this because I've never been somebody who believes in hairsprays, but today I use a hairspray, and the one from Indalo doesn't have synthetic oils. It's not oily. It doesn't have that shit. It doesn't have that awful smell as well. Yeah, it doesn't. So you can contact them in that. Any products that I will talk about here, best believe it's products that I've tried. So that's the stamp of approval. General approves. Now, let's not waste any time. Let's move on to today's episode. Sitting across me is my next guest, the one and only Miss Londiwe Shezi. Business extraordinaire.
Wow.
It's such a pleasure to have you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sesebenze kanjengawe ukuthi afike la azosihlephulela ulwazi. It's such an honor.
That is the lovely Miss Shezi, who also happens to be my long-term girlfriend / fiance / soon-to-be wife, if not already.
We were not invited.
No, I am allowing her to use the title.
Hey.
She can count the chickens before they hatch. These ones are definitely going to hatch.
That's good.
Yeah, we have Londiwe here with us. But before Sizisewude, normally I like our guests to give us a background as to who they are. In brief, who is Londiwe and where was Londiwe born?
Okay,
Let's
thank
take it
you
from there.
so much for having me. Okay, as you said, Gamalam Londiwe Shezi, I'm 33. Originally, I'm from Imandawe, in the south coast. I grew up in Durban, in Newlands West.
Yes.
I don't know. I did my primary schooling in Newlands, high school, Overport, and then I went to tertiary in UKZN.
Yeah, and what course did you do?
I did social sciences.
Social sciences.
Yes.
What does that entail?
Like I specialized in psychology,
Okay.
social work, etc.
Oh, okay.
Then
okay,
I
okay.
worked. Then I worked for about 6 years.
You as a psychologist
No, I
or
worked as a
social work?
social worker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for about 6 years.
Like, when you're a social worker, like, are the job specifications different depending on the post that you're on?
Yes. Like you can work at child welfare, it means you'd be working with kids.
Yeah.
If you work at like FAMSA, for example, you'll be working with families.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you're working at like mental health, you'll be specializing in mental health issues.
Yeah. For those 6 years that you worked for, what were you focused on?
Majority was mental health.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Without divulging anyone's problems, what type of scenarios would you encounter?
Basically, I worked for Durban and Coastal Mental Health.
Yeah.
So it's one of the biggest organizations that deal with mental health issues.
Yeah.
You know, so we had like residents, homes in simple forms where babehlala khona, and then we had like workshops for people who are mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Because people who are mentally challenged most of the time are not employed by the normal market.
Yes.
So there were workshops specifically made for them where they can come and work so that bezofila nabo as though they are a normal part of society. There was daycare facilities for ingane that were severely mentally challenged where ihlala khona for the day and then the parents would take them. So we did a lot. We did trainings on mental health because there's a lot about mental health that society still needs to know. So we dealt mostly with schizophrenic, with bipolar, autism, etc.
Are these predominantly black communities or
Throughout. We had all race from like every single race, so it was just throughout.
No, okay. Awesome, Londiwe. And then, like, has business been something that was always there after social work or during social work or during school even? Because I've had entrepreneurs who come here, they tell me, I've been selling since grade 10.
No, it was before I even studied. I knew that I'm actually supposed to, I don't know, study business, or I had a dream. At like 17 years old. But obviously, Abazali would be like, if you study business, where are you going to work? The people don't understand. Because I remember when I was like 17, we did a pageant. I think that was the first business thing I've ever done. Like a beauty pageant back in Newlands. So it was called Miss Fresh.
Yes.
And then...
How old are you when you're doing that?
I was 17, grade 11.
How does a 17-year-old conceptualize a pageant? Like, tell me.
I remember it was me and 3 friends or something. We came together. And like I know I was the instigator of the whole thing. And then they're like, okay, let's do it. And we had no money, obviously, at 17. So we had to beg Abazali Betu for 500 rand each so that we can at least book the hall. There's a hall that we used. And, somehow, somewhere, the pageant became big. And we had... who's this Tizozo or something to actually perform
at the event
that time, but we didn't make a cent out of the out of the pageant. It was just a loss, and we didn't even have the 500 rand to pay our parents back.
But hey, other kids can take their parents' money, especially nowadays, and go buy a round of alcohol for the friends. You tried out an idea and you got some lessons.
Yes, and another idea came from that idea because ever since I don't do. It was the spot thing in the UKZN.
Oh yes.
wait now. What's that? What's that about? What's
No, when I got to UKZN, I think in my first year I saw an entrepreneurship center at Howard College. There's some center, I don't know, it was called an entrepreneurship center. So I kept on asking, okay, how do people get space at that center? And then I found out that no, you need to write a proposal and then present it to the dean, and then you get a space. And then I did that because I wanted to do like a mini spa salon at Howard College.
I think that's why my business ideas are not so successful. I don't write down proposals. Because I like to think I have brilliant business ideas, but like writing down proposals. But like, say, what informs you to, write a proposal? Because like that's a savvy business skill, and it's a quite intricate and a very important business skill if you want to start a successful business. Being able to write proposals.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm good with admin. I'm not good with like numbers. So I'm a theory person. I'm not a numbers person. So I can write. So I can write. So I think I used that skill, and then we wrote the proposal, and then the dean called us. Okay, I did it with two of my friends. It was a guy that we had met in Howard. His name was Wu, and one of my best friends, Una, and I got them, let's do this. And then they're like, okay. And then we did it, and we actually got the space. So when we got the space, we had to train ourselves to actually do nails. I've never done nails. It's not even my thing,
Dude, like when like you conceive these ideas and you don't even know how to do these things. And
I'd never done nails, and I know it's definitely not something it's not my interest at all.
So,
but we learned
how.
Research, we googled, we researched, we asked, we went to kind of the shop, I can't remember the name, where everyone buys their nail products, and we went there and asked, okay, what do you do? The first step, and then second step, and then we actually taught ourselves to actually do nails. And then we opened up the place. So Usbu was responsible for cutting hair, and then Tina, we were responsible for the massaging and for the nails. And then it started, and then we do people's nails and they'd fall off. Because we're like
So wait, but now does that business make money though?
No, it wasn't making money. I think it was just the thrill of actually having a business. Because now I was 18. Wow, we've actually got even office space. It made no money. Like I know for the whole year.
But you're not paying rent for the space?
No, it's free. It was for students who want to do like anything. So you don't pay. So you see,
that's dope. Like I don't think at DUT there's a space where students could like open a business.
In Howard College there is.
I think like it would be dope for most universities to have that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, like you wouldn't have so many dropouts. Like instead of people dropping out, you can have them starting businesses on campus, legit businesses.
Yeah, there was plenty of businesses there. With Manja, I don't know what's happening, but at that time, there was that center.
Yeah. Okay, and then after that, how long does that fly for?
It was for the whole year. The contract is for a whole year.
You'll stuck it out.
So we stuck it out without making money.
With the nails falling off.
People coming back, apologizing, trying new things for the whole year. And obviously for the year, you also need to balance
your studies.
So it didn't like open like every day. It would depend on, we would see when we are free, then we'd open via appointments.
But I feel like it paved the way.
Yes.
For what you are doing namhlanje.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why another. How many business ideas did you have that crashed?
Oh, a lot.
Before you got your first idea that sort of followed through.
A lot. Probably I probably don't even remember some. I remember like, okay, it's that, and then I think after that, for the next year, for the first year, we sold cakes We found a place where they buy, like they sell biscuits in bulk somewhere in Pinetown. So we used to go there and actually buy the biscuits and sell them. So they used to call us the cake ladies, because we had like a big bag with the sicha pagat cake. So while we were selling cakes, and then we decided, no, maybe I think let's do a magazine, like a UKZN Howard College magazine.
Yeah.
And then I remember we then dragged in another friend of mine who's actually now a doctor. Oh, so let's actually do a magazine. She's like, oh, okay, great. And then we went to the dean.
Yeah.
Told the dean, we've got this idea. We want to do a magazine. Can he please give us office space?
Yeah.
He gave us office space.
Damn.
So
obviously due to your good proposal.
He gave us office space, and that was actually our home for the next 3 years in Howard College. That office actually made wonders. Anyway, we got the office, and then we started the content, but never got anywhere. I remember we went to, I don't know, it was Miss DUT or something in DUT. We actually made tags that said media so they could let us in. So we were wearing media tags. Hey, acting as though, yes, we don't even have this magazine. So, and then I think probably after 2 months or so, okay, in Howard College, I had this dress sense.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like me and my friend, we were outstanding.
Is it hippie-ish?
Yeah, severely. We'd be in purple hair, orange hair, yellow hair.
Mixing it up.
Then we dressed like in vintage clothing. We had this obsession with vintage clothing, like an obsession. So people always used to ask us, where do you guys get these clothes and stuff? So you're like, you know what? Let's actually do a clothing range now. So we then changed the office into like a mini boutique and got other designers to bring in their clothes as well. Because we used to buy our clothes at the antique shop. At that time, a dress would be like 2 rand, 5 rand, and then we'd buy it
and mark it
up, clean it, make it look new, and sell it for 100 rand. So I think that's the only time when we actually started sort of making money.
Yeah.
So we started selling clothes. For the longest time. It was called Abstract. And then until Dean found out that we are not using the office for
the magazine.
We are now selling clothes, and we used to live there anyway. We used to live there and stuff. So we did a lot in that office. It was a big office. And then, but by the time the dean is put the office, it was the last year anyway in university. So we were leaving.
Yeah, so there's no reason to fight for
we're
it.
not even going to fight. And then we left. And then I remember the first year I worked at child welfare. I then decided, then I approached my other 2 friends. Would say, let's do a container, like food container, somewhere in Newlands, because I saw spots, etc. So we actually did it.
Yeah.
What was it called? Chillers. We opened up a container. We used to sell like fast foods from Monday to Sunday. So I'd had to juggle waking up in the morning, doing amagunya, going to work, and then the other one would be at the store, etc. So we started selling amagunya, mxapiso, until then drama happened, in partnerships.
Yeah.
Then drama happened.
So let me guess that. What causes the drama? Y'all didn't speak about the contractual stuff.
Yeah, at that time.
In the beginning.
No, we didn't.
And then now you're in a point where
we're making
money now. You don't know how to split it or what to do with the money.
And I think it was just greed. We were still young.
Obviously,
as well.
once you're at that point where we can all see the money, not just one of us is telling us that the money is there and we believing in it.
Yeah,
it's different. It's 2 different things. Obviously, people are bound to get greedy.
Yeah. So
if you come at me with just an idea and you say, no, take 5%, I'll take it. But if you tell me take 5%, we've worked and I already see the money, it's like, nah, no ways.
No, that's true. So that's exactly what happened. And then we had to dissolve. Actually, yeah, sort of. We had to dissolve
So
that business.
a business that you built from scratch, fully functional,
Yep, it fell.
making
Like,
profit.
it actually, no. One of the partners actually took over the business.
Hostile
So,
takeover.
so it was very painful because every day you passed there, like you passed at the container and the container was still functioning. Yet it was my idea and I got you guys to come and do this. Now she decides because she was the one who got the container for us.
Oh,
So
it's my container.
Exactly. That's how the fight
Yes, your
started.
idea, but it's my container.
Yes. So that's exactly what happened. But then eventually the container collapsed.
Post you.
Yeah.
You just had to mention that. you couldn't have stopped it. I left the container. And then I asked, what happened to the container? Like, I don't know. Okay, container collapses. Obviously you off of that. You're depressed, I presume.
It was a big thing because even our parents were involved. We didn't talk to each other. You know, it was actually a big thing. You know?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Obviously, another lesson in business that
I
you
learned
learned
about
the hard way.
partnerships. Yes.
Yeah. And then what do you move on to? How does the next one come about?
And then I think that's when I realized, also, I think deep down, I like the events business. You know, so
Which is now taking you back to your pageant day.
yes, yeah. So I then approached my other friends. There was like I think 6 of us, if I'm not mistaken.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
You have very big faith in people.
At that time. At that time. That's another lesson that I learned, So, and then I approached, I think it was 6 of us. Yeah. So I'm like, guys, let's actually open like a big events company and blah, blah, blah. And then I remember we met for a meeting. Okay, everyone agreed, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow, some way, we decided, let's involve our partners at that time.
Like
Yeah.
your spouses.
Boyfriends. Like, spouse sounds serious.
Well, if you're getting into business, you might as well be your spouse.
Just boyfriends. So, and then we're like, okay, let's actually do this, And then I remember it was called Iletu Events.
Yeah.
And then it started, and then we did our first gig, which was a flop. A huge flop.
What kind of gig was it?
It was like I can't remember, but I think it was a 21st birthday party or something, but everything went wrong because within the company we were supposed to have divisions like catering
departments, yeah,
and stuff, but everything just went wrong. We did our second gig, horrible. I think until we actually sat down and said, guys, I think some of you are just here just
for the ride.
Let's just do this. Because we are friends. Maybe it's about high time.
Yeah.
Every person just does what they want. And that was actually then the birth of Lolo Kitties.
Oh my God. Damn. See, how many frogs did you have to kiss?
Until you realized
I think that was just a lesson that I had to learn. I think I needed that confidence as well to actually do things on my own.
So for you, facing all these challenges, what encourages you not to give up? Because maybe even myself, I would have thought about quitting.
You haven't even had half the story.
We haven't even gotten to a point where...
You haven't gotten to the...
Okay, let's go. Lolo's Kitties.
then there was Lolo Kitties.
Yeah.
And then at first Lolo Kitties was specializing in kiddies parties. Right? So at that time it became huge, because kwakucula belungu kakhulu who were doing, like fancy, nice kiddies parties. So
yes.
there was like no like black companies that could go to Wamashu,
Mlazi.
to do the same thing that
Nanda, everywhere.
and stuff. So I think that's what Lolo Kiddies did, and then Lolo Kiddies grew.
Yeah.
It grew until it had like branches, until it was franchised. So it actually became like, I think that's when I made my mark, because that's why until now I'm still called Lolo.
This is big. People don't understand. Like, here you are, young, black, South African. I don't even need to say the gender, because that's even dressed. It's just, there's no need. Young, black, South African. Right here, you start a business that goes on to become a franchise, which is available in different parts of the province. Was that part of the plan initially when you launched Lolo Kiddies?
No, it wasn't. I think as we realized it's growing, and then decided to expand.
And why do you choose franchising instead of just establishing a branch in every area?
Because one, it gives you money to actually now go and open another one, and it gives you less stress about, when you own a lot of stores or like franchises, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
So it eases out like
your workload on your end,
on some like parts of maybe the country or in the city. Yet at the same time, the brand is still expanding. Because the more the brand expands, the more people will take it seriously. So if you are found all over South Africa, you are taken as, okay, wow, this is actually a legit company. So it's more of an expansion / getting a bit of money for you to own other, and then just to cut off the workload. Because with the franchise, you still make money anyway, because there are royalty fees and all of that.
Okay, so let me just understand. The reason I want us to dive in on this is because I know I'm also like this, but I hope that's not work. No, it's not. I normally, I'm too clingy, towards yours, my idea, my thing, my business type of thing. Most people will be like, when a business grows and somebody comes and says, oh, I want to invest, I want to be a partner, or how can I be a part of this? Can you just share with us that from your understanding, obviously post now the point where you conceive the option of franchising, bringing in other people into the business. How much of what are the advantages on your side, and if there are any, what are the disadvantages?
Okay, yeah, I think Vele, that's what we struggle with, especially in black business, the thing of letting go.
Yes.
So most of the time, that's why then I feel like most businesses don't grow because we don't want to actually let go. There are a lot of highs. As I said, the business is able to expand, on its own without you having to operating, all branches.
Yeah.
Obviously, disadvantages is that you don't know who you're going to work with, and what values and all of that when they come with, But it actually has more pros.
Yeah.
To actually expand, because I've got this thing that when you open a business that will run even when you passed away, because Tina, we have businesses that die with us.
Yeah.
If I die, I die with my taxis, and then my family will suffer. After that, because when you look at businesses like KFC, Nando's, you don't even know who the owner is. But it won't die. They probably died a long time ago. but still it is existing. So I think we must actually go, that's why we must expand so that we can have systems in the business that can operate without you. You know.
I think it also, that way, if you do things like that, it opens up an opportunity where there was none. Whereas people who couldn't, like, to franchise or KFC, you need millions of rents.
Yeah.
Now, where am I going to get that kind of money? But to franchise Lolo Kiddies could be just a mere 50K, just to make an example.
Yeah.
That's easier than
It is
millions.
easier.
And it's already a staple brand, a brand that has built a reputation. So it's easy for you to get clients as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's actually a better option as well. Because sometimes people franchise because they know, would say, I don't have the business skill. I've just got the funds.
Yeah.
So I'm an investor. There are people who are just investors. They don't want to have the stress of running around thinking about logos, advertising.
Yeah.
They just want to invest in something.
Yeah, and see the gains at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Okay. Lolo Kiddies runs for how long, or is it still running?
No. It ran for a couple of years. Okay, and then I got married. So when I got married, we then started running the business together,
With the husband.
Yes. And then, then we ran the business together. And then I think we eventually branched into even bigger events, Silo Group, where it was doing like, your traditional events, etc. And then, then fast forward, you had to separate.
You and your husband.
Yes.
Well, okay, that's tricky. This is tricky. This is very tricky because now, okay, let me, without going into your business.
Okay.
So you got married you had Lolo's Kiddies.
Yes.
Does it remain a success throughout the tenure of your marriage?
Yes.
So at the point where you guys decide, okay, this is
not working.
Yeah, it's not working. We go our separate ways.
Yes.
Now? How tied up is Lolo Kiddies at this point?
It was tied up because there was a battle for the business between now both families, because my ex-in-laws felt as though they had I don't know if I'm gonna say invested in the business.
Yes.
Because we used to use their premises to keep
for
storage. And obviously you'd find that they would help here and there whenever they were available.
It is a family business.
It became a family business. Yeah. And then, so I think they felt when we were separating, they are somehow entitled to the business because they had contributed towards the business. So yeah, so basically they took the business. I'm just going to summarize. There's no other better way to say it.
Oh, okay. I think you let go of the business.
Yeah, okay, that sounds better. That actually sounds better.
Because it is yours.
Yeah.
It is yours. Irrespective. Even Apple, Steve Jobs was once not part of it. Although, but the fact is, it's his. Yeah. So you let go of Lolo's Kiddies.
Yeah.
How painful is that?
Oh, it was painful. I think it was even painful than the divorce. To be honest,
Yeah.
It was actually more painful than actually divorcing the ex-husband, because I felt like that was my baby. I had invested every single thing, that I had towards it. So it felt as though, like losing a child, but I had to let go.
I understand. I come from not a similar situation, but like I've had a business idea, a business that was somewhat
hijacked.
I wouldn't say it was hijacked. I just say I let it go. I also, because it was a case of I'm not going to fight for my thing with you. You never. I'll let you keep it. Then you run it to the ground. I can go off and invest my time in something else, which is what I guess what you did.
Yeah.
Right. We done with Lolo's Keys. Now, where we headed? How long before the next spark of brilliance come?
But after the separation, I had to move out, or a lot happened, and I had a small baby, and stuff. So I had to make a plan. Okay, it's either I go back to work, or I find something that I must do because I have a child now, and I have to make a plan. And I remember I was like, okay, maybe let me just go back to work. Because I remember I started doing, I didn't even have a CV.
Yeah.
So I started
I would imagine. What would you be doing with the CV? You had a successful company.
So I actually had to do a CV again and try and look for a job. But I'm like, no, let me try one more time. I don't want to go back to work, and then I just feel like this one came as a vision. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Because I was...
Explain it. We'll understand. It's up to us. You want to explain it?
I don't know. I just feel like it was a vision. When something comes as a vision.
Yes.
We would see... because at that time, I knew nothing really about imvunulo, traditional stuff and all of that. But I was just at home. At that time, I was living in Pietermaritzburg, in like a small rural place called Thornville. So you know how rural places are. They're very peaceful.
That's where you moved to.
Yes,
after the separation.
Yeah. So it was.
So you're living on your own there.
Yes.
And your child.
Yes.
Obviously.
So it was very peaceful, no cars, no...
Wait, how do you secure accommodation? Because I was a benzi.
No, it was a place that I had while I was working. So I just went back there.
So you kept this place?
Yes. So luckily, when we separated, I was able to keep the place because remember that most of the places in traditional, these traditional areas don't have title deeds. So you can't fight it in court.
Oh, shit. Yo got the game right here on the GNPS. Get you yourself a property under Ingonyama Trust.
Yeah.
They ain't touching that. Zuma taught you that. Now, Londi is also giving you game right here. Okay. Thank God for that. Okay. So the peace.
Yeah, so I went back there. So I lived there and it was very peaceful, So I think that's when I gathered my thoughts and thought about what exactly am I going to do now? Until I don't know, I just had this vision because a friend of mine had what's this called? Umemulo. She had just had Umemulo. And her name is she is more of a what you'd call like a slave queen in our terms.
A modern day slave queen.
Yeah. So I remember that she went and actually bought like all her traditional attires, even for her bridesmaids, because she's like, she doesn't know where she's going to get these things and stuff. And I was with her, so we used to go around. She used to, she bought like everything. Then when I was sitting, I'm like, Hausa is actually sitting with a whole lot of skirts at home and beads that she actually bought, which I am 100% sure she does not even use them, or she has no intention of using them, knowing her, So
she bought a whole set of skirts for...
yes, for like 15. I remember she had like 15 blue skirts. She bought for her 4 bridesmaids. She bought for herself, So she had a whole lot of traditional stuff, So I think as I was sitting, I'm like, Hausa actually has so many traditional... Yeah, maybe that's actually should be the next thing that I do.
Yeah.
Because looking at how Zah struggled to get attire, that's why she decided to actually buy the attire. And I remember I called her. I'm like, where are your stuff? And she's like, no, they're sitting here at home. And I was like, can you please give it to me? And I'm sure she was like, what do you want to do next now? Because all my friends are like...
You're always up to something.
Always up to something. Then I remember we met at the garage. She was going to Avoca Hills or something. Then we met at the garage and then she gave me the items. And then as soon as she gave me the items, I started working on the background. I was still sitting in Thornville. I tried to do a logo, and it was only fitting to call it Silo Brides because Silo is the name of my son. So I was like, and it actually somehow works with traditional Silo, you know.
Silo.
So I'm like, yeah, let me call the Silo Brides. And then I started, I remember I asked one of my friends who's a photographer to come and like shoot these items. And then I was like, I'll pay you whenever I have the money. And then he actually came, we did the shoots of these items, of Zaz items. And then I started advertising on Facebook here and there. And then I remember my ex-husband gave me 2,000 rand. So I just never forget this.
Out of the blue.
Out of all the money that they made that December, he gave me 2,000 rand. And I
after the first December you were not working.
Yeah. So I actually took the 2,000 rand and I went and bought more stock, like hats, and then I started having this obsession with beads. Hey, I was hustling, I don't know, here and there. Oh, and I worked for my friend actually.
Yeah.
This is what happened. My friend had bought a franchise from Lolo Kiddies. I actually worked for my friend.
Do you know how crazy that is?
So I had to work for her.
So you literally, a decision that you made earlier saved you in the future.
Yeah, because I worked for her. Now she was my boss. And she used to pay me like...
Under your brand.
Under my brand.
You definitely are a boss. Like, you know, to understand and overcome such, you know, because like most people would be starved by their egos.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
remember I worked for her for quite some time and she used to pay me like 200 rand for a day. So it worked like Saturday and Sunday, you know. So I then worked until I decided, let me try this. And then I took that 2,000 rand and I bought some stuff. And remember, at that time, I had already made my name in the business. Well, so anything that I sort of post, I will get customers, even my previous Lolo Kiddies customers, Zero Group customers. So I started posting and people actually started wanting to hire the attire. Yeah. So I started getting clients, so I'd actually meet them in town, give them what they want. Yeah, so that's how it started. Until I realized, I think now I need like office space, you know. Yeah. I remember I went to this, my other friend has a nail salon. And then she had like vacant offices there. And then I went to her and I'm like, how much is this one? And she's like, it's 5,000. I'm like, hey, boo, I can't afford that. How am I going to pay? But I remember she said, take the office. Just take the office. You will figure it out along the way. Hey, then I'm like, okay. Then I took the office, you know, with the money that I was getting, you know, from just meeting the clients in town and stuff. I took the office. So Silo Brides officially opened, then it's like branch, and it was empty. Like empty. Every time I look at the pictures, I'm like, wow. It was empty, you know?
So let me just, there's so many patterns in your life story. The bride, the shop that you open, Silo Brides, is what can I call it? Like an upgraded version of that boutique you had in campus.
Yes, but now in a traditional true form.
Okay, how long does it take you to, you know, fill up the shop and
when I was there, I saw there was like a gazebo on the outside. It was like a very beautiful gazebo at the back of the premises, you know. So I was like, this can actually turn into a venue. Yeah. You know, like a kiddies party venue, baby shower venue and stuff. Then I spoke to the landlord. I'm like, can I please use your gazebo at the back to, you know, do functions? And then she agreed. Yeah. Then I started posting what's now.
You can carry on talking, don't mind me.
Okay. Okay. And then I started advertising the venue, and then We got gigs for baby showers, bridal showers. Yeah. So then I used that money to buy stock for Silo Brides.
Okay. Now that you got stock, but now how do you like get more clients? What brings you more clients? Because I mean that's what you're dependent on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was using all the skills that I learned throughout the years. You know, I ensured that Isilo Brides, when it came to branding and when it came to professionalism, it was, you know,
Kwafika nje
on
sekuyi-brand vele.
yes,
Fully
fledged. Yeah, so we got a whole lot of clients after that. A lot of clients came through. Yeah, and then Isilo Brides started growing.
And the Silo Brides, it gave birth to the kids spa that is still operating.
Yeah. So when Silo Brides came, yeah, angithi yaqala yavulwa in lapha eWindermere in Durban. Then I used the same concept layer ka Lolo Kiddies, your franchise, because I realized okay, I probably need more money now to get more stock, because on the first year of Isilo Brides, we had clients. We had a lot of clients, and many of the clients that came through were Lolo Kiddies clients, and people who just had faith in Lolo in business. Oh, no, you know. And besides that,
also, it's basically just your reputation that.
Yes, because we also, when I looked at the whole traditional attires and stuff, there was only one competition for us. They still exist till now. So we're like, why not actually create something? Because when you think about traditional attires, you think, I'm going to go to a dodgy place somewhere deep in town where there's no parking. You go up the stairs, So we were taking the other markets, your up markets women who are getting married traditionally, who are doing traditional functions, but she doesn't want to go into town where she's not going to find parking, and stuff. So that's what Silo Brides did. We were taking that market. So then we got that market, very good clients, and then I sold the first franchise of Silo Brides to PMP. And then I took that money and then I opened Richards Bay, and then Newcastle opened, Vryheid opened, Johannesburg opened, Stanger opened, and then Potchefstroom opened.
Damn. Okay. So you only sold one franchise.
Two. I sold Vryheid and I sold Pietermaritzburg.
And then the others you run them.
I own.
So okay, now what gives you the call? Should I say? And the pile to say, okay, I'm now at a position where, unlike last time with Lolo Kiddies, I can manage all these branches in just different areas.
I think Napela had grown and I had actually learned a lot of business skills. I feel like if I could give myself a PhD in business, trust me, I would.
You definitely could.
And you deserve it.
I've learned a lot. I'm like a self-taught entrepreneur. So I used every single skill that I had learned, the downfalls, the highs, to actually try and make Isilo Brides, to be something very, extra. So and besides that, now I had the power to employ to employ operations manager, to employ the sales team within the stores, so I just direct.
And how do you get how do you build your structure, because obviously now you need to know, knowing that you should have an operations manager. How do you get to know that?
Because I think from experience, I realized that no, you have to let go.
Yeah.
Just build a brand and actually work, and then let go. You know, I mean, Asilo Brides can function without me 100%, you know. They don't need me, like, at all, because I think I've created a structure now that is a bit solid, you know, where they are actually able to do everything on their own.
But, okay, how do I identify the right people who are going to, who's not going to? If I leave you with my branch, Richards Bay, angeke ukuhamba kwami then ikuphenduka iphathi lapha or indawo yokuchila nabangani bakho. Like, how do you find these people that you can trust?
Because most of the time, Tina, in black business, when we employ, we just take whoever because you are my cousin or we grew up together
neighbor.
Or whatever. You know why though? Because we don't want to pay people.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just going to ask a random, like my neighbor, to go because I have this thing with my neighbor ngizomkhokhela phela imali encane ngoba velu makhelwane wami uvelu cousin wami, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what then obviously that person will not be accountable for anything. Like in that store, they will work, but because the system was wrong in the first place. So I think when I then followed the right channel where you advertise a post, where people send CVs, where you shortlist people, where you then have interviews, conduct interviews, you know.
Yeah. Do you conduct the interviews alone or do you have a panel?
We have a panel. I've got like friends, like the owner of Koti. If you know Cedar Brides, people will know Koti because Silo Brides and Koti are like Estiers and Debonaires. We are together everywhere.
So also the reason I'm asking this is just so that people can have an idea. So within your panel, you don't just bring in Umusa. You bring in people that understand the industry as well.
Yes, because we are looking for the same thing, you know. So I've got like a panel that we use, and then we actually hire you properly. You have a contract. Sometimes people work with no contract.
So you do payroll and everything.
Contracts, payroll, proper leave. How much leave do you have? When do you take? I don't know. Not coming. So I think because it became a serious, if I can say.
It didn't become. Say it is.
So it is. It is serious. So so that's how I think then I got like good people. But obviously there's been problems here and there, and that's when you learn to just fire sometimes. As difficult as it is, but you just let go of people.
And so your oldest franchise, your oldest store, how old is it today?
Silo Brides.
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years. And then who's the second oldest?
Peter Maritzburg.
How old?
I think Peter Maritzburg is 3 years.
3 years. So those two are still owned by you?
No, the Durban one is owned by me. Peter Maritzburg is franchised.
Okay. And then say third oldest?
Was Richards Bay.
How old?
Probably like 2.5 years.
Which you still own?
Yes.
And then
Fryhead was franchised. It's probably as old as Richards Bay.
Okay.
Then Newcastle I own.
And then
Johannesburg I own.
How old are those two?
They are probably also around 2 years or a year and a half.
Shoo.
And then Makoti Boot Camp.
Oh yeah.
We're getting there. We don't jump the gun now. We're still here. Okay. So Silo Brides, they're still functional.
Yeah.
We happy there.
100%.
Okay.
No, carry on.
No,
what
you have to say is more important.
Then gave birth to what Perilla was talking about, the kiddie spa.
Okay, so where do you, at what point do you see, let me try and add this, or we now need to add this, whatever the decision may have been?
I think because deep down I've always wanted to have a kiddie spa. Even when I owned Lolo Kiddies, I always wanted to have a kiddie spa. So I was like, let me actually do it now. Then I did it.
So a kiddie spa is like a normal adult spa, just for
kids. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so and how does it work? How do people book? How do I should I just bring my son or
No,
my
you
daughter
book.
there
They
alone?
mostly book for like pamper parties, you know,
Okay.
like birthday parties or like mommy and me packages,
Yes.
you know, etc.
And where is the spa situated?
Windermere, but we are currently looking for new premises because where we were, the premises got sold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking for new space.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And how long has that been running?
It ran for about a year. Then
Okay.
it opened. I opened one in Pietermaritzburg as well.
So now there's a second branch to this. Okay. And then you still have Makoti boot camps.
Yeah.
Where does that idea come from?
I think Imakoti Bootcamp now futsi somehow it just came as a vision because I can remember I was married, right? So when I separated, when I got married, I then realized I was probably not ready at all for that kind of institution, because like at home, Tina, we like my mom, is a full-on Christian. She wouldn't just wake up and do Jolabe Zulu kind of vibe, so I was not able to do it, Then when I got there, it was a different scenario, because they are more traditional and they expect that Umakoti needs to know how to make, for example, Jolabe Zulu. So I felt like I sort of became like a laughing stockish in that family because I couldn't do it, So I think when I separated, I was like, I'm sure there's women who are exactly like me, who when they you find something totally different, and then you actually become a laughing stock. That's when problems starts, even within the marriage, because now I don't want to go there because I feel like they are judging me, you know what I mean? So I was like, no, I actually want to create a platform for women, a non-judgmental platform where you come in and just learn when Zulu. Because when you think about it, if you ungayazi and you don't have a mother, maybe, or you grew up in boarding school,
or you grew up where your mom does it's not what your mom does.
Exactly. So where exactly then do I go to actually learn things like this? So the vision came like this. Then I was like, I want to do a camp. I contemplated it probably for like a whole year. But I had this vision. I want to do a boot camp where you come in and it's like a boot camp where we are fund when Zulu, you do Dombolo, Istanbul, etc., etc. Then I started working on it. I remember I worked on it for a whole year until the first camp in 2019. When was the first camp? In 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I asked my Umamnanwam lives alone and she has this house also like in a rural area which is biggish. So I was like, can I please use your house? I'd like to host this camp here, at your house, and I don't have money, blah blah blah, Then she's like, okay, Then I hosted the first camp. The first camp, when it was posted, it went viral.
Yeah,
I did not expect
the one with
that.
the Amachala Blue, Namapinifa.
No, I can't remember. No, that's the last one. The very first one that we did. I think it went viral and I was not ready. Because to be honest, I did not expect the boot camp to go as viral because we'd get like every day a call from a certain a radio station. If it's not a radio station, it's like people from the newspapers, and then this, and then you get to some interviews where they've got their own agenda, then they backlash you. We went through a lot that year.
Backlash?
Yes, like feminists. Feminists are like, why are you guys teaching us things that were done in the, So it became like a 50-50.
No ways. So you mean like women attacked you?
But
your opening statement to this was that you created a platform for women.
Still, but they're like, why? Why are you taking us back? What about the husband? What is he supposed to be doing? You know, it was a big thing. I remember we went on to East Coast Radio. Gosh, that was the worst interview. And then I was like, after that, I'm sorry, I'm not doing interviews that I don't understand. Because obviously when you think of East Coast Radio, you market your East Coast Radio. It's a different market. They will not understand.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it started. Why are we going back? Well, you know, why women are being slaves. A lot was said about
No, but like, oh, okay. Carry on.
Yeah, so
we're not here to talk about feminists.
So I think we were even on ENCA. It went viral, and then I think COVID came, so we couldn't do like the next one because of the lockdown and etc. Until we were able to do the one we did again. Oh, we did one, and then we did this one that we did in May.
Yeah.
Not the one we did in August. We did the one in May. It was a huge success because, now we had secured a better venue that actually fits like everything that we need for this boot camp. It's called Wakolo Caves Adventures.
Yeah.
It's an adventure place in Passmargate. So it fits everything. So I think that's when now the boot camp actually became what I had envisioned.
Yeah.
So we had that boot camp, and now this year it went viral.
Yeah.
It went viral. And then we had the last one now in August as well. That was the biggest one we've ever had, the biggest crowd we've ever had.
How many people showed up?
We had about 45 women.
Wow.
So it was like the biggest boot camp we've ever done ever since we've started. Then we had most of our boot camps, funny enough, probably 50% or 60% of the women are not from KZN. They're from Gauteng. They actually are from Gauteng. We had one from Limpopo. We had some from Cape Town, Eastern Cape. So that's when I realized, no, actually, the market of the boot camp is actually in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
So we have our first one in March. And somehow, by God's grace, there's this venue. They approached us, actually.
So you have your first one in March next year?
In Johannesburg.
Next year?
Yes.
So people can start booking for that one?
They are booking now.
Okay. And how does one book to be part of the boot camps?
We've got a page on Facebook, Makoti Bootcamp. They can just like the page and contact the number, and then you can just book.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, Makoti Bootcamps, that's running alongside Silo Pride.
Yes.
Along with the Kiddie Spa. What's the name of the Kiddie Spa?
Utawashe Kiddie Spa.
Sorry?
Utawashe. Yes.
What does Utawashe?
It means King's Spear.
Oh, shit. What language is that?
Shona.
Okay. We learned something today. Is there anything else that Londiwe is conjuring behind the scenes, or it's too early?
For now, I'm still relaxing. For now, I just want to build the boot camp because I feel like the Makoti boot camp has a lot of potential. We've had even, I won't mention the channel, they wanted to take the boot camp into a reality show, but I said no, because I think what they were offering was not going to be any good, to us.
Yeah.
And plus at that time I had no knowledge about TV, so I can't accept anything. And
no, we're right here now. we're right here.
So I was like, no, we're not accepting it. And plus the channel, it's a controversial channel. I felt as though this show, it won't make sense. They're going to make it like Lama shows that they do. Ganti Makoti Bootcamp is like a serious thing. So it needs like a serious tone channel, not that channel.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, we don't want to partner or whatever they were offering.
And in any case, to any feminist out there, feminist, that's a Western culture for me. I'm African and I'm based in Africa, and that's my reality, and it will forever be our reality here. So, Mina, I employ you and I endorse you and I encourage you to keep doing this Makoti Bootcamp thing, because it's things like these that, are the very distinct fiber of our society. And, we live in a senseless life and time right now. It's purely because of such things that we've lost.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
which give us meaning. And in any case, like you just mentioned, you got married and you somewhat felt ridiculed because you couldn't do a simple task of umqombothi.
Yes.
It's simple, but it's very important for people who are embedded in that culture. And we cannot shy away that even the person who could be a feminist online attacking you, but ekhaya kubo,
They are doing it.
Exactly. They judging umakoti ukuthi akashaneli akenzini.
That's very true.
Because people have double standards. Sometimes people on social media talk because bafuna ukukhuluma. But in reality, this is what's up. We tina sayumdinga umakoti boot camp. And I think there's a whole lot of women out there who will appreciate what you're doing. And kudos for not letting go. And it's wrong if in the silo brides for making sure ukuthi imali unayo so that ungajahi imali. But if I can just say something in closing, Londi, you're a truly inspirational person.
Thank you so much.
I hope our audience can learn something, if not a lot of things from you as far as starting a business. Did you have a trust fund?
No.
No. Didn't your parents, are they rich? No. Just simple black folks.
Exactly.
Baselokshin. Thank you. And you made it. You have how many? 3 successful businesses.
Yeah.
Siyabonga.
Thank
Well,
you
let's
so
make
much.
it 4 because Lolo's Kiddies is still out there.
Thank you.
It's still out there. As long as it's still out there, you have 4 successful businesses.
Yeah.
Siyabonga. If people are you a mentor? Are you open to mentor anyone?
Yeah, I do mentoring. Funny enough, this week I'm doing training in Boboy.
Yeah.
South Coast.
Yeah, South Coast. Training some youth on business. So I do on the side, yeah. Oh, by the way, I do that as well, mentoring and trainings on business.
Okay, so how can people get a hold of you if they require your mentoring or advice in business?
No, they can just follow me on Facebook. It's Londiwe Shezi.
Okay.
Or they can use my office number, which is 078-601-9968.
Thank you. Siyabonga. That is Miss Londiwe Shezi.
Thank you.
Businesswoman, entrepreneur, mogul.
Thank you so much for having me.
Inspiration to so many.
In closing,
Much
spell
like
it.
myself.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, ngiyasho ukuthi uLondiwe has done a lot for many people.
Yeah.
Even though kukhona mhlawumbe abanye angakaze ahlangane nabo, but into nje njenge Lolo Kiddies which you started, it's abanye abantu basayiqhubha, even mina yabo ngisayiqhubha ngisasebenza from that foundation engayithola kuwena. So you are an inspiration to
Thank you so much.
a lot of people and ukushape abantu. I mean, yabona nje lento yenzayo yama franchises, you giving business opportunities to abanye abantu mhlambe umuntu angaba nawo ama funds but angabi nayo idea ukuthi engenza njani uthenga franchise already. Yabo. So thank you. Inkosi nje izibusise kuzo zonke izinto zenzayo.
Thank you so much.
Siyabonga. Thank you, Londiwe. Wish you all the best. Don't be a stranger. Do come back and give us more jewels. You know, I think we should have a business seminar headed by you, Nje. Just a 30-hour breakdown, Nyana, how to start a business.
No problem.
To start off with. I'm serious. Like right here on the channel, we can have it guided by you. Just the basic how to start a business from the ground. Small business, that is, because the businesses that you start off as small and then they grow on to eventually become franchises.
Yes.
That's major. It's major on this end of the world.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me.
Siyabonga. Thank you. Do catch us on the next one. It's been real. It's been good. Peace.